To kickstart the first myth, Adam decides on a field trip.
They told me you were over here doing research. Looks to me like you're playing pool.
I'm doing both. I've got our next story. It's a shooting myth from our gun-toting fans, and allow me to demonstrate. Let's say this red ball represents our shooter. Let's say the cue ball here represents the bullet from his gun. The myth is that our shooter can fire a bullet and can bounce off 1, 2, 3 surfaces and come back and kill the shooter.
Well, that'd ruin your day.
I know. Let's test it.
Okay.
The myth takes place in a half-built skyscraper. It's a pin-up parable for poetic justice. One angry shot at just the wrong angle misses the target, ricochets off 3 steel beams, and returns to the shooter in less than a heartbeat.
So how do you want to start this one?
Well, I figure we need to start with some kind of a controlled situation. You know, a bench test.
Well, to my mind, that just means we set up 3 adjustable steel plates, probably in our bunker, fire a gun into them and see if it ricochets off all 3 plates and kills its shooter.
Works for me.
All right. You ready to let all hell break loose in here?
Yep.
From bear bunker to ballistic death trap, the transformation is fast and efficient. Jamie first strips down, then mounts the weapon of choice, a .45 caliber pistol, while Adam takes charge of the Vice Squad.
Nice. That's not going anywhere.
Nor is this test, unless they get everything right in the setup. If the placement of plates and the gun isn't perfect, they'll be here all day.
3 steel plates and 3 vices and 1 .45 caliber pistol, and what we've got here is pretty much the bench test setting up the circumstances of this myth, in which this pistol will release its bullet, firing it into plate number 1, where it will reflect off, in theory at least, at a 90-degree angle into plate number 2, doing the same to plate number 3, and hopefully coming all the way back around to where it started, potentially killing its shooter. Now, to make sure that everything's set up nice and jake, I'm going to use some mirrors and a laser.
With the help of predictive technology, they're doing Pythagoras proud. The final angle won't quite make a perfect diamond, but there's method behind this deliberate misdeflection.
Yeah, it brings the path of the bullet back here so that we hopefully don't hit the gun.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt it.
Adam has no such concerns about punching a hole in his partner in crime.
I brought some motivation for our gun. I brought a shooter.
That looked badass.
Yeah. I figure we put him right here, and if there's any meat on the bones of this, he's going to end up with a bullet hole in him.
Okay.
So what we've got set up inside the bunker right now is a really idealized situation. In actuality, I'm not so sure it's going to make it perfectly all the way through. I don't know. I've seen a lot about bullets when they hit metal objects, and I'm expecting some spatter.
And they both seem to think that the spatter will matter.
Bullets aren't lasers, and in fact, the bullet we're using is going to be made out of lead. These plates are made out of steel, and if you put lead against steel, steel wins. In other words, that bullet's going to deform seriously when it hits a steel plate.
Adam puts paper to steel to help mark the points of impact. When he's done, Jamie carefully loads the weapon.
Bunker's hot.
And they're ready to shoot with intent to kill Dirty Jamie.
This is ricocheting bullet. Ideal scenario. And 3, 2, 1. I only see 1 plate with a mark on it. Second plate doesn't have anything.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
On closer inspection, that turns out to be an understatement.
I can already see what's going on here. Look at the back wall.
Yeah, all right along here. It's spread out almost 4 feet. So much for like ding, 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 it just went shotgun.
It looks like the lead bullet shattered, and the high-speed replay confirms their consternation.
Well, that didn't work.
And there's your problem. That bullet came in and it just kind of laid flat right along the plate.
It did. It was so beautiful. It followed the line just perfectly with the fire behind it. Just gorgeous. And then...
Yeah, there's got to be a bullet that holds together better than that.
Yeah, I think so.
Time to dip into Jamie's private stash.
Well, lead didn't do it. So this time around, we're going to use full metal jacketed bullets. That means they're covered with copper everywhere except for the bottom.
I think the fact that this thing is encased in metal, that it's not just raw lead, means that we are going to see a better bounce from this. It might not be the bounce that we were hoping in the beginning, but it's got to be better than just raw lead.
With the paper replaced and the gun locked and loaded,
And 3, 2, 1.
Same thing.
Well, it's a little bit small of a rip in the paper, but it still didn't hit that second steel plate.
the full metal jacket fared marginally better than lead, but they still couldn't get a single ricochet.
All right, there it goes on the down the line. Batters again.
It might as well be a paintball. It didn't even get anywhere close to that second plate.
Well, dude, that was a full metal jacket. I don't know where we're gonna go from there.
But Jamie's brought along the FMJ's bigger and tougher brother.
Will the total metal jacket do better than the full metal jacket? Well, this one is completely covered with copper, so it should do better.
There's only one way to find out.
And 3, 2, 1. Still no hit on the second plate. It's time to get innovative. Not only is it not hitting the second or the third plate, but it's hitting the first plate at 45 degrees and leaving it like 5 degrees. That's not a ricochet. That's like a splatter. Look at this. This looks like a piece of fruit that you ran over. Are you paying attention? We gotta come up with something better than a bullet now. Come on.
Bullets are out. We need something to bounce around like a ball, so I figure why not use a ball, specifically a hardened steel ball bearing. These puppies aren't going to be splattering when they hit a steel plate, and with any luck, we'll see one return to sender.
The boys will return to bouncing bullets, but for now, they'll try their luck with something rounder and harder.
The ball bearing we're now firing into these steel plates is hardened chrome steel, and it is actually much harder than these steel plates. Hopefully with these, we're going to see the bouncing, ricocheting action that we're hoping for on all 3 plates, right back to our shooter.
To enable the gun to shoot the bearing, Jamie fits it inside a sleeve called a sabot.
Let's do this thing. I'm feeling good about it.
We've got to get something better than what we've gotten so far.
All right, ball bearings. And 3, 2, 1, boom! Ha! I see a mark on the second plate.
Oh, and I see a hole in me.
Hey! Look at that! Oh, let's get in there and see.
It looks like the ball bearing has indeed returned with a vengeance.
Plate number 1 has a mark, plate number 2 has a mark, plate number 3 has a mark, and you're dead, sucker.
The shot went through Jamie's right hand, not his trigger finger, but the one he occasionally uses to advise fellow motorists. To get the full picture, the boys settle down to peruse the high speed.
Doink. Oh, look at it slow down.
That is a lot of energy lost each time it heads.
On high speed, it's almost like it's slowing to a crawl.
Well, I want to actually take some measurements and do the math, how fast it's actually going after that third plate. We need to know if that's lethal.
Yes.
Confirming the myth means killing the shooter. And let's acknowledge that less than 10% of the real Jamie is actually made from cardboard.
Dude, it's not lethal.
Really?
Yeah, I come up with 106 feet per second or 72 miles per hour. It would you off, but it wouldn't kill you.
I can throw a baseball faster than that.
I'll bet you can't.
But the challenge is out there to find a hard surface that might bounce some bullets.
You gonna keep that?
Are you kidding? This is how I'm riding in the high occupancy vehicle lane.
Good luck with that.
Adam and Jamie are testing the myth that a bullet could ricochet 3 times off steel, returning to snuff out the shooter.
Nice day for a ricochet, huh?
Now they've decided for safety's sake to relocate to the wide open spaces.
We picked this location because we're going to be shooting guns and having ricocheting bullets around all over the place, so we figure we need a little extra space, if you know what I mean.
They've already done bench tests with solid steel plates, but the bullets all burst before bouncing.
It just went shotgun.
We were able to get a ball bearing to bounce off all 3 steel plates and end up at the shooter, but not only is that a totally non-standard type of ammunition, by the time it bounced off the 3rd plate, it had lost so much energy, it was not remotely lethal. So where does that leave us? Well, we wondered if we were thinking about it all wrong. Maybe it's not the bullet's fault. Maybe we were asking it to bounce off something way too hard. Suppose we gave it some softer surfaces, maybe it would bounce better. And that's what we're just about to do.
The first surface they'll test is much softer than steel and way heavier.
Well, you want to pop one of those out of there and into here and we'll clamp it in?
So why are we using a lead target? Well, the bullets we're using are coated in copper, and copper is harder than lead. So I'm hoping that copper will hold the bullet together well enough to not splatter when it hits this, and it can continue on its way.
And will the speed be lethal? For these tests, they'll start by measuring the angle of deflection off just one surface. The bullet, if it bounces, should pass through the backboard.
This red line I've taped on the table surface here is our angle of incidence. It is the angle at which our bullet will be impacting the target. What's it going to do when it gets there? I'm kind of curious about that myself.
Range is hot.
The bullet they're using is the fully copper-coated Total Metal Jacket.
3, 2, 1.
I can see the hole.
Really?
It's at a wonderful angle.
Really?
Yeah.
Providing the bullet stayed more or less in one piece, this looks like a step in the right direction.
Look, I can see what a 45-degree angle of reflection is, and I think we're at like 42. That's far steeper than I thought we'd get.
The only thing we need to know now is how fast it's going.
Well, let's get to the high speed and do some math.
But the ultra-slow motion shows something they hadn't expected.
A real tumbling piece of twisted metal at that point.
Yeah, that surprises me.
Now, Adam determines the speed of that twisted lump of metal.
Well, all right, here's the math. Our bullet, after it struck the lead plate, was only going 171 feet per second, 116 miles per hour when it went through the backboard. That's not lethal.
Lost almost all its energy.
Yeah.
Time to change up to a surface that might make a difference.
Next up is one of these cinder block pavers. Why a paver? Well, this material is soft enough that it'll allow the bullet to dig into it and then have to climb out of the groove, giving us the angle we want. And the other thing is that generally you don't have big blocks of lead sitting around for bullets to ricochet off. But you might well have a cinder block building, and I'd like to see whether this works any better or not. Good to go.
All right, you got a prediction for the angle for the paver?
No.
No?
No.
If you were to have a prediction, you had any idea what it would be?
No.
You think it's going to be steeper than lead?
No.
You think it's going to be less steep than lead then?
I don't know. Just pull the trigger.
3, 2, 1.
The bullet was squashed, but not shattered. It's now up to Adam to check on the angle.
It's exactly 1/2 of 45 degrees, 22.5. That's pretty cool.
And if the bullet is talking, then Adam is listening.
So we're wondering, maybe we're making the bullets do too much work. Suppose we shoot them into their surface at a shallower angle of incidence. Maybe they'll store more of their energy for subsequent hits and eventually get all the way back around to the shooter. So we're going to take that 45-degree angle of incidence, split it in half, and start shooting them into the stuff at 22.5 degrees. 22.5 degrees into a paver in 3, 2, 1. I don't know, I just had this warm feeling about how much I like our job right now.
With the new shallow angle, they're looking for speed, and it seems like they've found it.
We have penetration.
No!
Yep. Went through the wood. That means it's got a lot of velocity left to it.
Awesome!
But they'll need to confirm if they're close to a kill shot.
All right, here we go, high speed.
High speed is the objective. The number they're chasing for terminal velocity is 300 feet per second.
That's the best one yet. Coming off that paver, that bullet was going 488 feet per second, 332 miles an hour.
Well, that could be lethal then.
I think so. I think it's one of our most promising hits yet. That's an awesome speed.
So where to from here? In different tests, they got speed and direction. The trick is putting them together. And Adam's almost convinced he's got the answer. So Jamie's likeness is brought into play.
Which is which?
As are the 2 extra ricochet pavers.
First bullet hit occurs on this paving stone at 22.5 degrees. Now we know from doing this a couple times before that it's going to bounce off this paving stone at about 12 degrees into this one. Now I have this one positioned so the bullet will hit this stone at actually about 30 degrees. It's a little bit sharper, but because the bullet's got less energy, I think it's going to dig less into this stone and perhaps have a higher angle of reflection. Now it's into this one where really it's anybody's guess. I'm positioning it roughly about there, and I'm hoping that's enough to get the bullet back to Jamie's cutout.
Now, the original myth says that each ricochet was 90 degrees off steel, so that's busted. But let's see if they can bring this one home with a less acute angle.
1 bullet, 3 paving stones, and a cardboard Hoosier, and a cartridge in a pear tree. For the gold! 3, 2, 1.
The odds of success seem astronomically small, but it looks like the planets have almost aligned.
I see 1 mark, I see 2 marks, I see 3 marks. Our stones got hit right.
I see a mark right here in my chest.
No!
Where's the bullet? What's that?
That's it. It's still hot. Here, feel that.
Ow. Yeah. That's it.
Despite all those odd angles, they actually got the triple ricochet. The need now is for speed.
Dead smack center. That second hit's so pretty.
Starting to slow down.
3.
Oh, and now we're really slowed down.
Oh, I think it's bouncing off the table. There it is.
I'm gonna make it.
Got to get the Hyneman.
I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
Kill! Here it comes.
Even with cement slabs, they couldn't match up the speed with the angle.
He hit the 3rd paving stone at an angle of 60 degrees and left it at 60 degrees, just like a mirror, eventually hitting Jamie in the chest. Unfortunately, by the time he hit Jamie in the chest, he was only going 200 feet per second, or about 135 miles an hour. Not lethal! I'm through with you.
But we all want to see a 180 kill shot, and I promise that this one's not over till the flat man screams. We all know that ricochets happen, and they can be nasty.
Have you gone mad?
But can a bullet bounce 3 times to kill the shooter? Apparently not. But we've still got one left in the chamber.
Our goal is, and has always been in this episode, to get a bullet to return to where it started at a lethal velocity, and for the most part, bouncing off 3 surfaces is a total bust. But of course, we're not satisfied.
We are now going to try it using this piece of Schedule 40 plumbing pipe. Oh no, not in this state. This is merely a raw material. We're gonna bend it. Yeah!
The triple ricochet myth is busted, but Jamie and Adam have hatched a plan to replicate the result. They aim to shoot through a curvy steel pipe, and the bending machine's a mechanical marvel.
So the way I figure it, what if we shot the bullet into something that didn't actually involve an impact, like, say, a bent pipe?
It does one thing.
And it does it really well.
I like that.
Fired into the pipe, the bullet will still be deflected, but incrementally, like 1,000 tiny ricochets, one after another.
There we go.
Does this remind you of when you used to hunt mastodon?
It's like a big macaroni.
You really did hunt mastodon.
All that remains is for Adam to mount and secure the pipe, while Jamie positions a fat slab of ballistics gel to hopefully catch the bullet.
At this point, you may be wondering, what is the curve of the bent pipe you're shooting into? Well, it's a good question. Right now, this pipe has a radius of about 88 inches. That means if it was a complete circle, it would be about 15 feet across. Why haven't we bent it to come all the way back around to the gun? That's simply because we're not sure this is going to work at all. So we're going to incrementally sneak up on it. Why put all our eggs in one basket?
Range is hot.
Firing into an 88-inch radius tube. 3, 2, 1. Looks like it came out.
And I can see where it hit.
Uh-huh.
Seems the bullet survived going right round the bend and embedded itself in the guts of the gel.
That is a lovely, lovely thing. Wow, I had no idea it would be so pristine.
But look at that, it's a nice little flat on it
Uh-huh.
where it slid around the pipe.
So a bullet can at least slide around steel and return with a vengeance. It penetrated 14.5 inches, which would cripple the shooter.
Our first and shallowest bend on the pipe gave us 622 feet per second as an exit speed, which means it was fully lethal. Not only that, but if you look at how far it went in this ballistics gel, if it hit me this way, it would have gone clean through me.
So now to ramp up to a fitting finale, the machines redeployed to give maximum curve for their bending buck. The plan is to wrestle the pipe almost back in a circle.
23-inch radius.
That's pretty tight.
That's pretty tight.
More friction decreases the chance of success, but they're both optimistic.
There it is. The world's heaviest hula hoop.
Let's go see how it fits.
I think it's gonna work. I'm feeling so good about this.
In fact, Adam's so fired up, he offers himself as the target. Well, kinda.
Range is hot.
This one's for the gold. 46-inch diameter pipe coming all the way back around in 3, 2, 1. Did it go through?
You've got a hole in your chest there, buddy.
If bad guy Adam actually had a heart, he now has a hole in it.
We've still got 10.5 inches.
All right, well, the final speed will be determined by the high-speed camera. We got a final exit speed, 338 feet per second.
Yes,
A kill shot.
that would be a kill shot. Well, potentially lethal.
Nice work. I'm all happy now.
There's no doubt it's a stunning result. But we know that the myth has meandered somewhat from its ricochet roots.
But what's the takeaway from this myth? Well, We know that people get killed by ricochets. That's not the point. The point is that a bullet bouncing off 3 surfaces, bing, 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 and killing someone is totally busted.